The Pokemon trading card game Live is the future of the Pokemon trading card game in a digital format. This also means that the old PTCGO client is going away. And for those of you who have an old PTCGO account, you're going to want to watch this video to get the most out of the migration process from moving to PTCGO to PTCG Live. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about migrating from PTCGO to PTCG Live. At the time of this recording, PTCG Live is in global beta and PTCGO is in the process of shutting down. As of March 1st, 2023, the Pokemon Company will not be putting any new cards into PTCGO. And if you're going to want to play stuff like Scarlet and Violet, you're going to have to move over to PTCG Live. Now, one of the things to note is that you can actually transfer right now. Well, not to say transfer, you can play the Pokemon trading card game right now without having to transfer your cards from PTCGO to PTCG Live. All you got to do, download the client and log in. And when you log in, you are going to be seeing this migration screen. And I cannot stress this enough. Don't migrate your cards right now until you absolutely have to. PTCG Live is in beta at the moment. It's IMO. It's not where it needs to be. It is pretty buggy. I think that, yes, you want to play with your old cards in the new client. I would hold out as long as you possibly can, especially if you play expanded, because right now in PTCG Live, the only cards that are in there are Sword and Shield era cards and Sun and Moon era cards. Eventually, it will have all of the cards up to Black and White or back to Black and White. But for the time being, if you're an expanded player and you want to try this client out early, you're going to be missing out on a lot of your cards in the immediate term. Also worth noting that your legacy cards, anything from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, is not going to transfer at all. So there is stuff you can do without migrating, and there's actually reasons to play without migrating your cards. So once you get to the screen, I would say don't migrate. So what are you going to do in PTCG Live if you don't have any cards? Well, that's the thing. When you start out the game, if you go into the deck section, you're going to get some pretty decent decks to start. I think, yeah, everything like Inteleon VMAX, Blissey V, and these are not fully completed decks. Zacian Zamazenta, Suicune, Urshifu. These are decent starter decks that are standard format ready, and when you are playing against the entry level competition who are all using these same decks, these are totally fine. And in the grand scheme of things, these starter decks are a lot better than anything that PTCGO gave you. I have a lot of criticisms about PTCG Live in its current state, but the pre-made decks are the best part. So if you're coming to PTCG Live and your collection in PTCGO was kind of weak anyway, this is not a bad place to start. Also, better yet, the battle pass, and this is why I suggest just start playing now, but don't migrate your cards, is that the battle pass is giving out pretty much full decks. The moment you start the battle pass, you will be getting the World Championship Arceus, Flying Pikachu, Decidueye deck, all 60 cards that Andre Scubal played. So if you've got, just right off the bat, you have a competitive level deck, which is awesome. If you spend your gems to unlock the premium battle pass on day one, which I highly recommend you do this every single time, unlock this premium battle pass. You don't necessarily need to buy the extra levels, but at least the premium battle pass, right away, you are going to get an Eternatus VMAX deck, and this one's a pretty cool counter deck to the current meta as well. Full 60 cards, and this is a very well put together starter deck. Excellent stuff. And you're going to want to play the global beta and unlock tiers in the battle pass as soon as you can, not only to get those two decks, but once you get to level 25, which you're going to be playing, you can unlock reasonably one level per day. I haven't done mine yet. I'll probably do it right after this video. At level 25 in this particular cycle, you're getting a Palkia V-Star deck for free, and you're also getting a Mew VMAX deck for free, also with some high rarity cards, including golds and full arts as well. So if you are looking to play standard, you're short on cards and you're looking for good decks, log into PTCG Live as soon as you can. Don't migrate your cards. Use the starter decks that they give you at like level 1, tier 0 of the battle pass. Grind your way up to 25 and unlock the Palkia and Mew VMAX decks as well. Now let's jump back to PTCGO. In the migration process, let's talk about the stuff that will carry over and the stuff that won't carry over. In terms of your card collection, most of your cards will carry over. Everything from black and white onward will eventually move to PTCG Live. However, any sort of cards that are from before Sun and Moon are currently not in the game right now. They will be counted in the library, but you can't play with them. So if you are, especially, and I say again, if you are an expanded player, I would not recommend transferring your stuff right now. I would wait till at least all of the expanded legal cards are available for use in PTCG Live. Eventually, all of those cards will be in there. Cards from the Legacy section, so Heart Gold, Soul Silver, these cards are not transferring at all. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be all standard and all expanded cards that will be transferring over. While your cards will carry over to the new game, your actual decks will not. You're either going to have to rebuild the decks in PTCG Live or import them. And I think it's a much better option to just import the decks instead. So what you're going to want to do, click on the edit deck button of whatever deck you want to copy. You're going to hit, is this the export? Yeah, you're going to copy the deck to the clipboard. And now you're going to post that list into Notepad or Microsoft Word, save it. And when you migrate over to PTCG Live, then copy that deck list into the import feature of Live, and then your deck will show up there. It's a painstaking process. It sucks, but if you don't want to go through the process of having to manually rebuild all of your decks, then I strongly recommend saving your deck list to something like a Microsoft Word or a Notepad. I haven't done this yet, but when I do, I'm going to save each deck list in an individual file so that it's easy for me to just open the file, copy all, paste all, and be good. Most of your coins, deck boxes, and card sleeves will carry over. Some exceptions will apply. I don't know exactly which deck boxes and stuff won't carry over. I would imagine that anything that got made physically will transfer over, but anything that was specific to PTCGO will not. So I don't have that answer for that. Someone else might have the answer of the exact deck list or the exact like accessories that will carry over, but some of them will not, so keep that in mind. Going to hide my face for a quick sec, it is also worth noting that your coins are not going to transfer over. You are going to want to spend them in the in-game shop on packs, and your tickets are not going to transfer over. So you are going to want to play in as many tournaments as you can, burn those tickets in order to get more packs. Speaking of packs, you're going to want to migrate when you have 125 unopened packs of cards still in your account. And this is an important number to have because by having 125 packs, don't go any more than that. If you have up to 125, you can see on this migration guide from the Pokemon Company that with 125 plus packs, you will get 12,400 crystals. Crystals are one of the 3 currencies in the Pokemon trading card game Live, and you can use them to buy products such as booster packs or bundles or league battle decks, stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you've still got 125 booster packs in your account, and otherwise you're either going to want to open up the rest of them or trade them for stuff that you might be looking for, and there's something that you will want in particular. The biggest thing you're going to want in your PTCGO collection before you migrate to live is 4 of every celebrations card. And this is incredibly important because celebrations is the best set for farming credits. Now, this is a little bit of a walk, so you're going to have to walk with me. In PTCG Live, there is no more trading of packs or cards with other players. Thank goodness. However, the new crafting system, it's a little confusing, and based on the way that the game is currently built, it doesn't drop much in the way of free credits. Like, realistically, you get enough credits to build like 1 deck on your own per battle pass, which is not a lot. The best way to get the most amount of credits is to have 4 of every celebrations card, which I don't have here. I just kind of cut to the chase here. Get 4 of every celebrations card, and then go over and get 400 codes of celebrations on a site like Potown Store, Card Cavern, what have you. When you have more than 4 of a kind of a card, it gets turned into credits. So this is also something to keep in mind here. If you've got, like, for example, I've got 10 copies of Ho-Oh. When I move into PTCG Live, the 6 of those will just be erased and I will only have 4 of a kind. But if you've got 4 of a kind going into PTCG Live and then you open a whole bunch of celebrations packs, all of the cards you open will be turned into credits, which will give you a ton of credits. I specifically state the number 400 because PTCG Live is programmed with a limit on the number of pack codes you can open, which is 400. And I didn't even move my account before getting 4 of a kind. I just bought 400 packs and then opened them in PTCG Live. And I ended up with over 200,000 credits, which is pretty much enough to build whatever I want for the year. And if you are looking to play with any decks beyond the stuff they give you for free, this is the most efficient way to do it. It's a little clunky. I'm glad that trading is going away, but it is a little clunky of like having to trade for 4 of a kind of every single one of these celebrations cards and then migrate your account, buy a whole bunch of codes, do it that way. You could do it with other packs as well, like Pokemon Go and all of the other sets as well, but based on the rarities and the number of cards in the set, it is the most efficient way. The most efficient way to get the most credits is through Pokemon Celebrations. So before you go to PTCG Live, make sure to trade for 4 of a kind of as many, if not all of the Celebrations cards as you can. Just a quick note here, avatar items. The avatars in PTCG Live are completely different, so none of your avatar items are going to carry over. Sorry for anyone that is sad to see their avatar items go. As you can see, I never really mess with that stuff at all. And I think that just about does it for stuff you need to know before you migrate to PTCG Live. In short, you start playing it now. You can start playing PTCG Live now. Even if you don't have an account in PTCGO, you can start playing now to unlock the free rewards in the global beta, including those battle pass decks, which are excellent. That being said, if you do have an old PTCGO account, do not migrate your cards until they force us all to do so, especially if you're an expanded player. I don't want you to be stuck with your account stuck in a game that you can't play because your cards aren't unlocked yet. If you have more than 125 packs on your PTCGO account, make sure to open stuff and trade stuff so you get down to 125. Keep those 125 packs unopened. They can be trade locked or not trade locked. And then with all your other assets, try to trade for 4 of a kind of celebrations cards so that when you ultimately, and you don't necessarily have to buy celebrations codes, but if you want to play anything other than the free decks that the game gives you, buying 400 celebrations codes and cashing them in for the credits is the best and most efficient way to get credits to then unlock the cards that you want going forward. And I think that is going to do it for this video. If I missed anything, please, 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 for the sake of the community, add any more tips for migration to the comments of this video, and thank you for watching. I got to get out of here, but before I go, some quick plugs. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. You can find me on Twitch, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game. Right now, aiming to do every Sunday. Post baby, it's been a little tricky, but I'm trying my best to keep that Sunday time slot open for PTCGO or PTCG Live going forward. And you can check out my website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. All right, I gotta go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Again, don't transfer. One last time, do not transfer your cards unless we all have to, because they've literally closed PTCGO. I guess if you want to play Scarlet and Violet cards too, and PTCGO is still open at that point, yeah, maybe then you're going to want to transfer your account as well. But hold out as long as you can. And yeah, that's the last thing I'm going to say. Let's get out of here. Bye-bye, everyone.